Hello, this is Will Diaz, and this is The Third Wall. Today with me got Tanner and Robert, and today we're going to be discussing a topic, making babies without men.
Doesn't sound like any fun to me.
I'm just the concept itself. I don't know how it's done. We're not asexual in nature of people, so even the concept, I don't even know where we're starting. Where
Well,
does it
scientists
start?
claim they can create babies without men by injecting eggs with artificial sperm. I think I saw a movie like this back when I was like 12. It was like Amazon women, and they ruled.
Amazon
They,
women from the moon.
from the moon, yeah, where they didn't need men, or maybe it was just all those in the '80s when I was reading all those tabloids about I don't need a man.
Naughty nurses from Neptune or feminism?
I mean, have we remember those tabloids where it's, I don't need a man. The destruction of our society itself,
Right.
because children heard that, women believed it, and men were out the door, and that's why, in my opinion, we have youth or even grown-ups today who are arrested in their development. They don't know how to act. They don't have any maturity because they didn't have a man in their lives. And now scientists claim they can create babies without men by injecting eggs with artificial sperm.
I just don't see what the point is of it if there's already sperm banks out there and they can already genetically alter the color hair, the color eyes. You know, you shop from a catalog. Hey, I'm looking for this kind of guy with this stature, this build, this intellect, and here you go. Here's the sperm for it. I mean, will it be any cheaper to make a child? And then I guess it goes back into the moral issue. Well, what's gonna become of that child if it wasn't made naturally?
Well,
Well, I mean, first off, you got artificial sperm. Okay.
right,
The basis of this, where does this come from?
right.
I mean, if we can't even manufacture human blood, but we're going to go ahead and manufacture artificially the second part of a person, we got some problems here, man. I don't know where the basis comes from. I mean, who developed this? That somebody's trying to start obviously a master race of some kind of artificial guys. It's
It reminds me of, what is it, Dunder Mifflin? Is that what it is? The race of angels and people making giants, and I don't know. It's just
Yeah, in the book of in the Old Testament.
yeah.
The team from China claim they have created healthy mouse babies by injecting laboratory-made sperm into eggs to produce mouse offspring. That's why it's working with mice.
Yeah, but I still can't get past the laboratory artificial sperm part. I don't under that. That's the part that I don't.
What I want to know is
What are the ingredients? What are these 7 herbs and spices that are being in?
Well,
sugar, spice, and
well, the
everything.
sugar,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, what I want to know is, what were they smoking when they said, "Hey, man, you know, it'd be a good idea. Let's make fake sperm." I'm like, did it start in the porn industry?
Who's going to be in line for this? That's what's in my head. Like, who's going to be in line waiting for this if it does come to fruition?
Feminazis.
They're going to be in line
Yeah,
waiting for it
want
because they don't
child.
want a man, right?
They don't want a man, as you know.
They want a mouse baby.
They want a mouse baby. But British experts have called for the results to be independently verified and pointed out that any practical application is likely to be a long way off. Okay, so we got a little ahead of ourselves. So, but if you were to take this, because when I was going to college, I took biology, and one of the things that we talked about that was still, it was still something out there in the mist. It was about manipulating genes to make certain eye colors, make certain hair color, and so and people are like, really, whatever. And I was like, yeah, imagine you could manipulate it so you can have you can have a world a certain way, And you're right. What ingredients are they using? Where are they getting this from? And
Probably made in China.
well, there you go, man. So every ass is gonna be stamped with "Made in China" in the back, right?
It's like the Cabbage Patch Dolls.
What's happening is somebody's been watching The Matrix just a little bit too much here, and we're gonna have these pod, babies, and they're gonna be manufacturing, all these partially born kids, just waiting for, I guess, to be injected into eggs or something. I don't know. It's just
I don't think it'll ever happen. I think sex is too good for people just to give it up. I mean, and well, you know, there was that movie. What was it? Sylvester Stallone and what's his other? Wesley Snipes.
Cobra.
Nah, not Cobra. Great film.
I just messing with you.
No.
Demolition Man.
Man. Remember? They didn't have sex anymore. They have
Yeah, it had the 3 shells.
yeah, whatever that was.
Or it's like that other movie, Coneheads. You just rub your foreheads together while wearing a wreath or something.
But you gotta be. I mean, it is far fetched. I mean, they're saying that maybe it's not possible, but you always have to have your ear to the ground. Like this.
I really don't think it's far fetched. I think what they're doing is they're slowly giving it to us in doses to where we start getting comfortable with the idea. So when they do bring it out, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, cool, you're a artificial sperm baby, and that's cool.
You think they prepare us like that?
I really do. I mean, it just was a death by 1,000 cuts type of situation where they just kind of slowly start whittling away at our rights, our freedoms, our belief systems, or whatever it is, whether it's through television or mainstream media, and then we get to the point where we get comfortable with seeing something or hearing something all the time that by the time it happens, it's kind of like, oh yeah, well, I remember hearing about it, and it's not such a big surprise.
Well, I'm going to look back at the sources that the story's coming from. First off, we're talking about China. We're talking about a country that puts a quota on how many children you can actually have. So this is very hypocritical for them to even want to all of a sudden generating this. I mean, they have the people, they have the infrastructure there. So what is wrong with the people themselves? Obviously, there's something more to this story where scientists have decided we're going to come up with a way to make life. They're manipulating life without men. What's wrong with the men? What's going on in the other country that is something's happening with the genes that they're noticing that we're going to manufacture the sperm part, which is the decider
It is.
of male or female. So basically, you could just design.
And what is China?
What it is.
They used to. I don't know if they have any more regulations on how many children you can have.
that's right.
But male children versus female children.
They celebrate Son's Day, but they don't have a Daughter's Day. I think they just moved it to where you can apply for a license or certificate. You know, I may be off on how the process goes, but where you can actually up the number of children that your family has by one. But what blows my mind is that they're trying to do this while at the same time everybody's pushing on population control. You know, so is it that you want to reduce the amount of unhealthy or what we deem, you know, not good enough for society type people and replace them with these artificially made babies so that we can get a higher class? I mean, it kind of scares me.
Well, maybe they're just getting rid of the craps table and they're controlling the odds.
To where the house wins 100% of the time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, even then that worries me because it's borderline.
Screwing with nature.
No, I mean that's playing God.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a society that doesn't believe in God, so it's a very atheistic society. You know, we in jest we were laughing about this, but when you dig down deep into the source of where this information is coming from, you have to kind of question the logic and why, and you know, do they know something that's happening with the environment that is going to affect male or how they're going to reproduce. So they're obviously taking control of a situation that they foresee some kind of problem happening in the near future. I have no idea what that could be, though.
Sounds very Minority Report. Thought police arrest minority babies before they become criminals type.
Well, there you go. I mean, what we see on TV on the screen really does tell us what may be coming down the road. If you want to leave us a message or tell us what you think, email us at the address below. Comment, share, do what you can. Spread your word out. And thank you for listening in. Robert?
Yep.
Tanner?
Yep.
Thanks. We'll catch you next time on The Third Wall.